Yo, what's up guys? Brahma here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I run the brand Unfinished Legacy, and in today's episode, I'll walk you guys through my thought process and steps that I take to have a successful drop. And these steps are coming up with the product lineup, so mocking up pieces either on computer just to have an idea of what the collection would look like. And then the next step is going into like the sampling phase where we're printing our samples and then photographing the pieces and then doing also a lookbook shot as well with that. And then finally posting everything on social media as a way to like market our product and then going live on the website. So hope you enjoy this episode. Again, a lot of effort went into creating this. For our recent drop, some of the steps that we implemented while we were executing this drop was coming up with all the product lists, the type of either blank or just the type of product we're having, and then the color, the design, the placement of the printing, and then the design options there. So I'll usually like map out everything on my notebook beforehand, and then that's just a way for the rest of the team to see what we've come up with. And so the initial step starts here, and then the next thing is actually either mocking the product on the computer or actually sending it out to get printed as a sample. And a lot of these were like, we received these like weeks ago as samples, and then we've decided to finally incorporate it into this drop. So a lot of like product development here. And then the next step from this is actually going into the screen printing area. So the next step is coming in here and actually like printing every garment, either for samples or for actual full production runs. And I have a previous video where I talk about like the whole process of screen printing. So if you don't know anything about screen printing or looking to learn about screen printing, just go back. I'll actually try to link it below so you can just check that video out. Type of fabric. So here's the final product, and then for the next step, I'll just take everything right over here. And so basically, this is a makeshift like studio for product. I'm the type of person that like to just work with what I have. I mean, there's way like better like professional studios, but like for me this is perfect because it works for me, and I feel like I don't really need to invest too much money. And for anyone out there who's watching, if you don't have the light or the equipment to actually photograph your pieces, just try to work with what you have, even like using your phone, and then taking that image into Photoshop and photoshopping the background out. Yeah, just try to be creative and stay unique. All right, so right now, these are all the products that we have to photograph. These are all samples, but I do need to photograph every single piece for the website. A lot of times, this is like one of the most like tedious, like stressful, like I think part of this whole process, but it's very important because like presentation of like your product is definitely like one of the most important aspects when it comes to I think running a clothing brand or owning any type of business. The way you present your product is how other people are gonna like view you. So you wanna make sure you pay attention to all the details and make sure, even if it's tedious or annoying or not, you know, not fun, just make sure that you're putting all your energy into it because it matters. Let me just hang this one up. Wow. Right, so just finished shooting all the product shots. So the next step is putting the SD card into my computer, organizing the files, and then taking all the white background out. White just leaves it as clean as possible. I could go in Photoshop and just take everything out, just that simple. So some of the quick examples of like the product imagery, these are ones that I've already done, but I'll walk you guys through how I'll usually do it. I'll pull up Photoshop. So this is the Instagram sizing for imageries, and I'll usually like use that as reference for a lot of our images. So I'll grab the file, drag and drop. See, basically like the product's clean right by itself. I could do a more in-depth video about just behind the scenes of like going into Photoshop and doing this, but this is just a quick overview of like what I end up doing on Photoshop. Yeah, so a lot of lookbook shots for me. I see just like simplicity, so very, very simple, straight to the point, more attention to the garment. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. A lot of time I also am looking for like genuine emotion from the model, either like smiling, laughing. Like those are some of the characteristics that I try to look for. Yo, remember that roll we put in here? We're getting ready for our next drop, which is this Friday, the 30th, April 30th. This video might come out later, but basically I shoot majority of our imagery with film photography. A lot of like, there's medium format camera, there's like the classic Canon AE1. We got the Context G2 here. And then we got the Nishika too, which is a really nice, fun camera. 3D GIF type of thing. I just got this Canon T90 recently. It's a beautiful camera as well. But basically my reasoning, I started out shooting film. My first camera ever, I won from a gallery. It was like a raffle ticket. I entered $2 and I ended up winning a camera at the end of the night. So from there I've been just hooked. So my first exposure to photography was film photography, and the imagery, the colors especially is timeless. And that's kind of what as a brand we're always chasing, either timeless designs, timeless imageries, timeless textures and stuff like that. So with film, it's a perfect, I guess, combination of all of that for imagery and aesthetic. So these are all the film that we shot. The one downfall with film though, it's expensive. I was gonna say that it's timely because you have to wait for your film to get developed and you receive it, but I don't think that's a disadvantage. I think it's an advantage actually, especially nowadays when everything is so fast. You know, people shoot thousands of photos with their digital cameras and then they have a hard time deciding which one, and they're not as meaningful when you're limited to like either 36 shot or 10 shot from the medium format. I make sure all my composition is perfect and like that my exposure is right. It just puts me in the moment to capture something that I'll be proud of. So that's why I shoot film. And then we also shot some Polaroid. These came out really cool. There's some with flash and some without flash. All the three collections back to back look too much on the, maybe I'll just
on the top.
Yeah, let me just see the store. All right, so right now I have all the products here, so I'm just doing a quick Instagram post. So a quick layout with all the products, just a nice visual to showcase what's all available, and we'll post this on Instagram as part of like our, I guess, marketing. And we've shot a lot of film and we did a lot of Instagram reel, which we've also used for marketing, so we'll show those on this video somewhere. It's 9:20. We've added all the products on the website, and then we're just waiting to go live at 10 a.m. This is a store. You have the product and then the kind of lookbook shot. Same with most of them. All right, so for the homepage, we have the Escape collection here. These are all the new stuff we just dropped, and then we have the basics, kind of our staple designs, and then all the product, a combination of both. All right, so our website just went live at 10 a.m. And here are some of the pieces that we currently have available. So some of my favorite Dickie jackets, and then we got these 2 crew necks. And then we have a selection of t-shirts as well. Just to show you a few. This is like a vintage wash, really fits nice. And then this is just a simple white t-shirt for the summer. It's one of my favorite too, the dyed piece. And then you have the skull with the text right over it. And then right on to the 501 Levi's original. On the previous video, I've made a behind the scene of me actually printing these, so you can go check that out. But anyways, I hope this video is helpful to at least gave you some sort of insight to how I prepare for our drop and stuff. So if you like what we're creating, feel free to like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know how you guys operate with your brands. So peace.